Hi, I'm Louisa, and back in July I quit my job and decided I would travel for 6 months around North America. So here I am. For the moment we're travelling on a good old-fashioned road trip around California. We're driving from San Francisco all the way down to LA and then back to San Francisco, so join us on our journey. Today we're driving through Sequoia National Park. It's about 35 miles to drive through the park, and as you can see, the views are pretty epic. As Sequoia National Park is essentially a mountain range, there are lots of valleys which have creeks where you can go swimming. The mountain ranges here are very high and the colours are absolutely amazing. We visited in the summer and the range of colours looked really autumnal even in August. Just saying, the colours are amazing here. There's lots of oranges and I think some brown because things have died from the heat. But, I mean, the terrain is just spectacular. National Park this morning. We stayed overnight just out of Sequoia National Park in a town called Three Rivers, which is just on the outskirts. And now we're in Sequoia National Park. It's $35 to get into the park, and there's a road that drives all the way through it to all the viewpoints. So we're currently on that. It's a very beautiful drive. There's lots of, like I said, viewpoints. We're going to stop at a whole load of them. We stopped at 2 already. And the landscape's pretty spectacular. Our first stop today was Tunnel Rock, which is essentially a rock that makes a tunnel. I'm going to voice over this part because it didn't record very well in the video. The Sierra Nevada region generally has pretty high mountains, so the mountain range here I think is about 7,000 feet. However, in different parts of the park it's much higher. If you're doing a road trip to Yosemite National Park, I definitely recommend checking out Sequoia National Park as well. It is about a 4-hour drive between the two, of which we'll do that later, but it's well worth it. I mean, the views here are just exceptional. This is Moro Rock, which is one of the most famous mountains in Sequoia National Park. It has an elevation of approximately 7,000 foot. It's well worth a visit, even just from the viewpoint. This isn't actually the most exciting part of Sequoia National Park, but I really loved the area around Moro Rock. I loved the colours and I just loved the height of the mountains, and I loved how peaceful and serene it all was. Sequoia National Park, and we've just passed Moro Rock. I think we're at about 4,000 elevation, 4,000 foot, and it's raining. If you're wondering why we're stuck in traffic, it's because there was a convoy through an area where they were doing some works. We ended up in the back of a massive queue and had to wait, I think, about half an hour for the queue to subside, so hence queue. Sorry, I have to voice over quite a lot of this because the wind through this area was quite strong. This area that we're going through now is an area that was, we think, affected by the 2020 wildfires through Sequoia. It's on the way to the general Sherman tree, and there are just areas, as you can see, that have been obliterated by forest fires. They're quite serious forest fires, as you can obviously see here. This isn't the area where the active wildfires are. Those are about 100 miles away over in Yosemite National Park. This area was ravaged by wildfires in 2020, and it's quite shocking to see just the trail of destruction. We're really near General Sherman as well, and I know back in 2020 they were trying so hard to protect the General Sherman tree to make sure that that didn't end up as part of the wildfire. This is a really obvious example of the fires burning. I mean, as you can see here, this tree is really burnt, but you can also see the layers that burn away, and a lot of the tree still remains intact despite the fire. The area of destruction from the wildfires is immense in Sequoia National Park. I was actually really sad being here in the aftermath of those fires, because these forests would have been lush, green, leafy before the wildfires.